A warm moment of Jungkook and Taehyung in Incheon. A meeting that moved fans to tears. Is it possible that a brief encounter at the airport could change the mood of millions of people around the world? That is the very question that immediately arose when the news of a warm moment between Jungkook and Taehyung at Incheon International Airport suddenly went viral. Not just an ordinary meeting, this short interaction created an extraordinary emotional wave, as if reaffirming why the two of them have a powerful magnet that never fades in the hearts of fans. The presence of the two BTS members has always been in the spotlight, but this time the atmosphere was different. Jungkook and Taehyung did not only appear as popular figures, but also as a representation of an authentic emotional bond. When the cameras captured their simple interactions, a genuine smile, meaningful glances, and warm greetings, the public felt as if they were witnessing something deeper than a mere celebrity routine at the airport. That is where the surprise lies. A daily moment that should have been ordinary suddenly transformed into a symbol of intimacy that shook emotions. This phenomenon raises both academic and emotional questions. Why can such a brief interaction in a public space trigger such a massive emotional response? Fans crowding the airport described the atmosphere as an explosion of feelings that is difficult to explain. Social media was filled with video clips, photos, and analyses highlighting small details, from their body language to the tone of voice when they greeted each other. From the perspective of nonverbal communication, the simple gestures shown by Jungkook and Taehyung were interpreted by fans as genuine care, thus producing a deep emotional effect. Not only local South Korean fans, but waves of reactions also came from various countries. Within hours, hashtags related to the meeting topped trending topics on Twitter and other social media platforms. Fans wrote their impressions with emotion. Some felt touched, some cried, and some even said that this moment was a reminder of how strong the friendship between the two is. For some people, the meeting in Incheon was just a small fragment of celebrity activities, but for the ARMY community, it was tangible proof that idols' emotional closeness with fans can be built through very simple things. From the perspective of popular culture, moments like this have a much bigger impact than mere entertainment. Jungkook and Taehyung, with the warmth they displayed, reinforced the narrative of humanity behind the K-pop industry, which is often considered cold and structured. They presented the human side, friendship, togetherness, and care, that became an emotional resonance for fans around the world. The meeting in Incheon seemed to confirm that BTS's global popularity is not only about music, but also because they are able to deliver authentic emotional value in every public interaction. This moment also shows how an airport, usually seen as a transition space without emotions, can turn into a stage for sincere expression. Behind the bustle of passengers, strict security, and camera flashes, there was a simple yet meaningful interaction. The smiles and warm glances of Jungkook and Taehyung not only touched the hearts of fans present in person, but also reached millions of people watching through their phone screens. Thus, a neutral public space transformed into an emotional arena full of warmth. The main attraction of this moment lies in its authenticity. There was no script, no stage setting, only a spontaneous meeting recorded by cameras and witnessed by hundreds of eyes. This authenticity became a powerful force in creating a viral effect. In today's digital era, the public has become increasingly sensitive to things that appear artificial. That is why the warm moment of Jungkook and Taehyung in Incheon proves that simple interactions actually have a stronger impact compared to meticulously staged performances. The question then arises, what does all this mean for the fans? The answers are layered. For some, the moment is a reminder of the importance of friendship. For others, it is tangible proof that their idols are not just distant figures on a stage, but also humans with feelings, care, and warmth. At a time when many people feel weary with the routines of life, witnessing such small but meaningful moments can be a source of emotional energy that soothes. Thus, the brief meeting of Jungkook and Taehyung in Incheon cannot simply be seen as an ordinary event. It is a reflection of how popular culture works, how emotional connections can be built through simple interactions, and how fans interpret small moments into big emotional experiences. From a social perspective, this phenomenon also shows that the bond between idols and fans is a unique relationship that cannot be underestimated. Finally, this warm moment will be remembered as one of the important emotional points in the career journey of Jungkook and Taehyung. Fans may continue to talk about it, analyze it, even make it a symbol of intimacy that goes beyond public interaction. One thing is certain, the meeting in Incheon is not just a note in the journey of two K-pop idols, but also proof that warmth and sincerity have greater power than mere popularity. But behind such great euphoria, an important question arises that cannot be ignored. Did the warm moment of Jungkook and Taehyung in Incheon really happen spontaneously and authentically? Or was it just a scenario designed to attract public attention? Are we as viewers simply carried away by emotions? Or are we actually part of a bigger media narrative game? Viral phenomena in the digital era always carry ambiguity. The videos circulating on TikTok, images cut from YouTube, and emotional tweets on Twitter may seem convincing. But to what extent can we trust images or videos that have gone through various processes of curation, editing, and mass distribution? Do what we see truly reflect reality, or are they just visual constructions directed to create certain impressions? Let us ask sharper questions. Why did this moment surface now and not at another time? Why did social media so quickly capture, spread, and repeat the same narrative? Is it purely because of the emotional magnet of Jungkook and Taehyung? Or are there other factors deliberately triggering this virality? Isn't the entertainment industry often using emotional momentum to strengthen an artist's image and maintain fans' engagement? This skepticism does not mean we reject the beauty of the moment entirely. On the contrary, we are invited to re-examine what we see and feel. Fans may truly feel touched, but were those tears born from a real interaction, or from an illusion created by digital media? If it was indeed staged, can we call it an emotional betrayal? Or rather, is it still valid because it succeeded in delivering authentic emotional experiences to the audience? These questions are important because we live in an era where the line between fact and fiction is increasingly blurred. In the world of social media, perception often outweighs reality. So when we witness Jungkook's warm smile toward Taehyung, are we really seeing the reality of friendship? Or are we consuming a narrative that has already been packaged to feel touching? Does that intimacy belong to them? Or has it already been taken over by the industry to be resold to the public? We also cannot ignore the possibility of an echo effect on social media. Once a video or photo receives an emotional response, others are encouraged to react similarly, creating a cycle of emotions that keeps amplifying. In such conditions, it becomes difficult to distinguish between original emotions and those merely the result of repetition of a narrative that has already been accepted as true. Then, does the warm moment in Incheon truly hold as deep a meaning as we believe, or was that meaning created because millions of people kept repeating it? Furthermore, we must dare to ask, who benefits from the virality of this meeting? Fans may feel happy, but is there a hidden agenda behind the massive spread of the video? Are the agencies, entertainment media, or even digital platforms themselves playing a role in amplifying its impact? If so, does that mean the moment we witnessed is no longer a neutral social event, but rather a product strategically marketed? These questions may sound provocative, but therein lies the importance of critical reflection. We are not being asked to reject the beauty of the moment, but to understand how that beauty was produced, distributed, and consumed. Do we want to remain passive viewers who are merely immersed in emotion? Or are we ready to take distance and observe how an emotional narrative is constructed? In the end, the truth of Jungkook and Taehyung's warm moment in Incheon still needs further verification. The circulating information does indeed come from various sources: TikTok, YouTube, Twitter, and several entertainment media. But not all sources have the same credibility. Are we really witnessing reality, or just small fragments of reality that have been enlarged and selected? Therefore, we invite you, readers as well as viewers of this phenomenon, not to stop at feeling touched. Ask yourself, is this event real or staged? Does this article reflect facts, or just add another layer of sensationalism? Are your tears a response to human warmth, or to a narrative carefully polished? The warm moment in Incheon could indeed be real, or it could be an illusion. But more importantly, how do we respond to it? Will we continue to believe without questioning, or will we start reading more critically every fragment of information that comes our way? In the midst of the flood of digital information, skepticism and reflection are no longer optional, but necessary. In the end, perhaps the moment remains beautiful to remember, even though its truth is still gray. But our critical reflection today will determine whether we are merely consumers of emotion or empowered readers facing the flood of popular narratives. So, before you close this article, allow me to ask once more. Do you truly believe in what you see, or are you simply believing in what you want to believe?